Welcome to the GovReport, a conversation about government, politics, and technology. I'm Christina Gagnier, and today I'm joined by Carlos Ramos, Principal Consultant with Maestro Consulting and the former Chief Information Officer of the state of California. Great to have you, Carlos.
Hello, Christina. It's nice to see you, and it's nice to be here.
So, the driving question for today's conversation centers around your experience in and out of government technology. You were recently appointed to the board of directors of the California Emerging Technology Fund. Can you talk a little bit about this role and what the fund is currently focusing on?
Sure. I was very privileged and very honored to have been selected to be part of the board of directors. And so the California Emerging Technology Fund is an association, an organization, really a nonprofit that focuses on bridging the digital divide. So we push quite a bit for the adoption of broadband and high-speed internet connectivity for all parts of California, and really focusing on those areas that are underserved currently, whether they be, underserved just economically or underserved because they may be low population, so rural areas or sparsely populated areas. And then also we focus on promoting digital literacy and connectivity and engagement for all of California's residents. It's a really great organization, and I'm really proud to be part of it.
Now, you have a unique perspective of having been the leader in the state related to technology. What do you think still sort of needs to happen in government to move the ball forward? Clearly, under your tutelage, when you were leading technology for the state, a lot of amazing programs were launched. A lot of the applications were developed that now the citizens in California regularly enjoy. But what are some areas that you still think need some improvement?
Well, I think from my vantage point as CIO, I did get to see a widespread need in government to, one, recognize the valuable role of technology and the role technology plays in serving our constituents and in empowering and enabling government to be effective. One of the silver linings that came out of the quarantine and the pandemic is that government was kind of forced to face that reality, right? Because it wasn't just students that were sent home. It was also state workers or government workers that were forced to figure out, how do you continue to provide service when you can't come into the office yourself, or when constituents can't come into an office to receive services. So the plus side of it is that I think government has a wider recognition now of the importance of connectivity, the importance of technology in serving its constituents. The challenge now is, how do you ensure, a continuous availability of technology and connectivity, not only for constituents, but also for the workforce in government? How do you secure that connection and secure that ability to work remotely? Everything from protecting the information that's shared, and then also, how do you make services more accessible and more available in ways that constituents can consume them? And that includes everything from putting more services online, enabling more self-service by constituents and folks that interact with government, and then dealing with accessibility issues, whether those are disability related, in some cases, maybe even language related. So there's still plenty of challenges, but I also see some progress happening. And some of it, I think, frankly, came out of the pandemic and out of the quarantine that forced people to rethink the way government operates and the way we engage with the constituents.
So much of our audience is actively working in government to create, amazing change with technology. From your experience, what is one lesson that you could impart to our audience that would be helpful in their endeavors?
Well, I would say, if you're on the inside of government, if you're one of the public servants that's trying to serve your constituents, as much as possible, try to think from the perspective of your constituents. What is life like for them? And what is engaging government like for them? And how do you make that easier? How do you make it more intuitive, more accessible, and, frankly, more satisfying? I think that'll go a long way towards helping folks make good strategies and decisions around how they deploy technology and even how they set up technology.
Well, Carlos, thank you again for joining me today in this conversation. And once again, I'm Christina Gagnier with GovReport, and thanks for our audience for tuning in.
Thank you, Christina. It's great to see you again.
Good to see you.